What is your goal in life? What is your goal in life? And the thing that I notice is that as far as self-assessment, people are not very good at self-assessment. When we want to test things about people, we kind of really need to come up with tests that are not self-reflective. That's why they have things like the Rorschach tests. They show you ink blots or pictures of this or that, and what does this look like to you? Because then you get somebody's opinion about something else. But when people try to give opinions about themselves, they tend to very often be very far from the mark, because people are not very good at a self-assessment. So if you ask somebody, what are your goals in life? What people think are their goals in life, or what people think ought to be their goals in life, are probably most often very different from what their actual goals are. So somebody whose goal in life is to be as greedy as possible, if you ask them what's their goal in life, they won't say, oh, my goal in life is to be as greedy as possible. No, they come up with some other bullshit that sounds inoffensive. It sounds like, oh, that sounds good, that sounds positive. When their actual goal is to be as greedy as possible. They say, I'm ambitious, I like to accomplish things, I'm an achiever, I'm goal-oriented. All this bullshit. Instead of the actual truth, which they may not even be able to recognize themselves as the actual truth. The actual truth is their goal is to be as greedy as possible. Somebody whose goal is to be as greedy as possible very often isn't even capable of recognizing that about themselves. But if you ask them a bunch of other questions that aren't about themselves, or what are your goals, they just ask you, well, of these things, which one do you like the best? If you could choose one of these things, which one would you choose? Then you start to get an image of the person's character without them reflecting on it and trying to tell you the answer that sounds like the right answer, or sounds like a more respectable answer than the actual truth. So my question is, what are people's actual goals? What are our actual goals in life? And are they really that different? As far as I can tell, my goals in life is that I want to be able to live like a human being. That's my goal in life, to be able to live a decent human life where I don't have to be a monster, where I don't have to be a killer, and where I don't have to go around being afraid that somebody else is going to attack me. That's just basic. I mean, that's without even anything specific about, I'd like to have this, I'd like to do this, I'd like to do that, I'd like to be this kind of person. Just the basic concerns of I would like not to have to spend my life in pain and fear. I would like not to have to worry that somebody's always out to attack me, that there's always somebody that's going to hurt me if I don't fend them off. And where I can live like a decent human being, and without having to be afraid, and without having to be aggressive, without having to go around preventing other people from attacking me by being more aggressive and more disturbingly violent than they are. To be able to simply live your life like a fucking human being. To live a decent life, just to be able to, whatever it is you end up doing, do enough to earn your keep, to earn the food that you eat, and try not to destroy too much. Try not to destroy any more than you absolutely have to. Try not to waste any more than you absolutely can't avoid wasting. Those are just the basic desires. And I imagine that probably most people, if they could actually examine their own desires, I like to think that that's what most people basically want, is to be able to live like a human being. But I'm not that confident that my desires are that universal. Because I see problems in this world. I see problems in this world because there are too many people whose basic desire is not, I want to live like a human being. There's too many people whose basic desire is, I want to get as much as I can. I want to get as much stuff as I can. And that's it. And I don't care who I hurt or what I hurt. I don't care how much I destroy. As long as I get more, that's what I want. And that's what I see going around. Not the basic desire of wanting to live like a human being, but the basic desire of wanting to be as fucking greedy and unconscious and conscienceless. Be as greedy and conscienceless as possible. Try to tell people about the effects of doing this and doing that, and why you fucking burning gasoline to blow leaves when you could pick up a fucking rake. 'Cause I don't care. That kind of attitude. That pisses me off. And it seems to me that if we felt enough like human beings, that we could actually care about our lives. If we felt alive enough to actually care about our lives, then we might actually care enough to get upset about certain things. And it might do the world a lot of good if people actually cared enough to get fucking upset. It might not. It might just make a world where there was more violence, because anytime somebody got angry enough to speak up, somebody else would push them back and start fighting with them. But when you see things that are fucking wrong, you see people doing things where you think, what are these people thinking? Are they thinking at all about the consequences of what they're doing? Because I see all around me people who are simply not thinking about the consequences of anything that they do in their fucking lives. And sometimes I feel like going up to them and saying, what the fuck is going on in your fucking head? Don't you look at the consequences of what you're doing? Don't you think at all about the way you're living? And about the effect you have just on your own life, let alone anybody else's? Do you ever fucking stop and think about anything? And it seems to me that most people really don't. It just seems to me, looking around at the average people everywhere I go, that most of them don't really ever stop and think about anything. Because they're too busy working at their job and taking their courses so they can get their degree, so that they can get a better job, so that they can work at their job, so that they can go travel and see all these countries in the world and come back with photographs and say, look, I went to this place and I went to that place and it was so exciting. And go around worrying about, where are we going to eat today, and where are we going, what restaurant are we going to go to? And everybody's on their cell phone all the time, and nobody has any fucking time to stop and think about anything. Because you're busy, and you're an achiever, and everything, you have to achieve so much in life. You have to accomplish and achieve, and and climb that ladder of success, and you never have a fucking minute to stop and think, because if you had a minute to stop and think, you would turn on some stupid music, or you would turn on the fucking television, or you would drink some beer, take some drugs, anything to avoid actually applying your fucking mind in a thoughtful manner. To actually consider what the hell it is you're doing in your fucking life. Busy, 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 running over here, running over there, gotta get a flight over here, take a flight, get on the airplane, gotta go travel, gotta go visit and travel, travel and visit. Sightseeing, oh, so exciting, we saw these places, and there's so many, and I got my bucket list. I'm gonna add this to my bucket list. Fucking bucket list bullshit. All the fucking people with the bucket list, I just want to fucking kick them in the groin. Here's your fucking bucket. Really fucking annoying. It's not, you know what I really want? I really want to go to Lithuania, because I've been interested in Lithuania, and I'd really like to go there. I'd like to learn to speak Lithuanian, and I'd like to live amongst the Lithuanians. And I'm so interested, and I'd like to learn the Lithuanian music and blah blah blah. But saying Lithuania's on my bucket list. I have to go to Lithuania so I can cross it off my bucket list, so that I can die when I'm done, so you can say, oh well, I wanted to go to Lithuania and I went to Lithuania. That's check. Check. It's on my bucket list. Fucking bullshit. It's not, that's bucket list bullshit is just for people who never really have any actual genuine desires. It's just, I have to make a checklist. I have to do this, and then I'm done. And after that, I don't care what happens. The end. This has been the Gospel According to Kitty, Book 2, Chapter 4, verse 23 through 78. Thus spake Kitty, and thus it was to be done according to Kitty.